As we're recording this video, chapters 3 and 4 came out a few days ago, and holy shit, it's so peak. I already love Deltarune, mainly because of chapter 2, but because of chapter 3 and 4, I think that Deltarune is not only my favorite RPG, but maybe is my favorite game of all time. I'm not sure. And on this channel, I made a video going over this tier list of Deltarune theories and see what I thought was right or not. So I decided to do this again, but because chapter 3 and 4 came out, see what changed. And then at the end, I'm gonna go to my old tier list and see what I got right or wrong. So let's begin. First is second intro voice is Kara, which I don't think anything changes. I already don't believe it, but I don't know. I don't even know who the second voice would be. Next we got Foreshadow by HBC. I don't know that theory. Next we got Angel equals play, which I think it's almost confirmed. I forgot where in chapter 4, the character's gonna see the angel's appearance, and Susie and how we can't see it. However, the screen should be covered in black, which reflects back to us, which could potentially mean some cool symbolism. So yep, I think I already believe Angel is player, but I don't know. This is just more proof. Asgore had a hand in Dessus' disappearance. I think that's also just almost confirmed, because in chapter 4, in Noelle's house, you can see Asgore talking to himself tomorrow or something like that. I'll show them. Then Tori will believe me and we'll be a family again. And I really cannot think of anything else except for Asgore having people blaming Asgore for Dessus' disappearance. Next we got Azrael's dead / possessing Chris. I forgot this is Jaru's fucking piles of Azrael's dust theory. I hated this theory ending Azrael's dead theory day 1. So we got nothing, but fuck you, this theory is wrong. It makes no fucking sense. Next we got Azrael / Ralsei saying don't forget. I'm gonna put an evidence part wrong, since in chapter 4 Temmie can just fucking sing don't forget. Okay, funny. Next we got Birdly is falling down in weird routes. I guess this is evidence, since in the weird route we see Birdly in the hospital, he's not awake. It goes to be he's in a coma, or he's just not awake at the moment. So I don't know, if he dies in chapter 5, then I guess it will be confirmed. Next we got chapter 3, secret boss is Flowey. Oh no, it's wrong. We don't even get a unique secret boss. We get the fucking knights. Holy shit, that was so hype. Next we got Chess Theory, and Yaz was also dead. I'm not sure if Tenno would count as a rook. Even if we did, we don't fight a bishop in chapter 4, we fight a fucking titan. Holy shit, all these stuff I thought was gonna be endgame, so chapter 6, chapter 7. No, we're just fighting the knight chapter 3. Next we got choice between Noelle and Ralsei. I mean, I don't think it's happening, but I don't think anything states it will happen or not. Dark World and Church, yep, that's just confirmed. Yep. Dark World is meant to be Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. I don't play that. I'm not a loser. That's why I'm making a Deltarune theory tier list. No, I'm just gonna put fucking this here. Yeah. Dark Worlds, parallel Undertale areas. I mean, I guess chapter 1 would be New Home, the throne area, I think. Chapter 2 would parallel the core, oh wait, no, I'm not sure. Chapter 3 is TV and stuff, and Hotland, you're in Mettaton's show, so I guess this counts as evidence. Chapter 4 is water and shit, like waterfall. I guess. Hooray. Darkners are objects brought to life. That's straight up just confirmed. Since chapter 2. Deltarune Asgirl made Undertale on his PC. I guess I don't think anything changes. I know you can interact with his computer in chapter 4. I just forgot what it says. Deltarune is an Undertale prequel. Toby Fox says like the games are not connected like entirely, like I guess. So this is like wrong day one. Deltarune is an aid to Undertale. I mean, maybe I don't fucking know. I don't think anything changes about that. Deltarune is Gas's Undertale fanfiction by Misty Sparkles. I'm gonna say there's actually some evidence, like at the end of chapter 4 is that you see like the intro voice says shit like, "Oh, we're the halfway mark. Oh, how much longer? My Deltarune." So I guess Deltarune is an Undertale Genocide sequel by Bandit Games. Oh, same thing like as Undertale prequel. Not true. Deltarune Papyrus is an asocial incel. Nothing changes. We don't even see Papyrus in chapter 3 and 4. Gas Theory, I don't know. We got Gasta drove Spamton and Jebel mad. I actually don't know, because I think it may actually be the night that drove them insane. I'm not sure. Because like in like chapter 4, the secret boss is Gerson, and like after you beat him, like yeah, he gives you a shadow crystal. Like he said, he found his desk and thought someone wanted him to use it, but he didn't use it, so that's why he's not insane. And he also mentioned that the knight was there, like where he was. So maybe it's actually the knight that drove them mad. So I need like a new tier that has like something like evidence, but not sure. I think I'm gonna make one. I was put the Azrael's saying don't forget. I think it's the third time I moved it. Next we got Gaster is central to the plot, which it has to be. Like I don't see how Gaster cannot be relevant, so I'm just gonna say top of evidence, like maybe below confirmed. We got Gaster made Deltarune, which I think potentially this is true, because like you know, like I said earlier, at the end we have like the how much longer my Deltarune, which sounds like he created Deltarune. At least he has a hand of like the things happening. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it top of evidence. Gaster split universe into Undertale and Deltarune by Misty Sparkle, so I don't know, nothing changes. Nothing really happens. Got Gaster theme battle remix by Andrew Cunningham. I don't know. We got Gaster versus Kara by Swanky Box. I mean, same with like the second intro voice is Kara. Like, don't believe it, but nothing really states. Nothing confirms or deconfirms it. Grand Fountain made Ralsei special. I mean, maybe like the reason like Ralsei like acts weird in chapter 4 is like because he knows like the prophecy, like he knows too much, like he knows like how shit works. So maybe it was because of the Grand Fountain, or maybe it was like Gaster or the fucking Knights. I'm not sure. IC's Theory by HBC, I don't know either. Intro to chapters of flashbacks. I mean, we don't see an intro for chapter 3 and 4. Maybe like the whole sealing chapter 3's fountain in chapter 4 was the the intro. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna say nothing really changes. Now we got a whole bunch of night theories, starting with Alvin Knight. I was betting on Alvin Knight, but no. I mean, we don't see the Knight and Alvin in one place, so Maybe, maybe. I just make up for it by saying Alvin opened up the first fountain in chapter 4. I don't know where he would be, but I don't know. So it gotta go and wrong, like evidence but wrong. We got Night is Toby Fox. No. We got Night is Death, which I'm gonna say I believe that's the Night, like or at least like a corrupted Death, so like piles of Death's dust after Asgore ran her over. So yep, if you watch a video that says like, oh, theory video about Death being the Night, all the evidence is right there, and yeah, I believe it's Chris Knight, which was deconfirmed since, you know, Chris literally fights the Night. I think like Death or whoever the Night is knighted Chris, or at least Chris is working with the Night, so technically they're kind of a Night. So yeah, we got Mayor Knight, Nightmare, which if Death isn't the Night, then it has to be like Mayor, Carol now. However, like, since the last place we saw her in chapter 4 was in the house, and then we see the Night in the church, like since Carol's like fucking old, I'm not sure if it's possible for her like to immediately get out of the house and just run to the church, especially compared to like Susie and Chris. So I'm gonna put Nightmare right here. We got Night Papyrus. Always bet on Papyrus Knight. I mean, you know, see them in the same room, and the Knight has a similar body shape to Papyrus, so maybe. Now we're putting confirmed. I'll just put in evidence but wrong. Got Night is Rosie, also wrong. Night is Rules, which I guess wrong since we see Rules, but not Rules in the Night in the same place. Night Vessel, I'm gonna say no as well, since the Night has like more animal, like it's like a non-human body, like head, like the antlers, shit like that. So yep. Next we got Chris is a Vessel, which, I mean, in the prophecy, Chris is the human is called a human with like a human part with a soul, something like that. I'll probably put an image up there. A cage with human parts, I think that's what it's called. So unless you believe that the humans in the prophecy is meant to be the vessel and not Chris, then I think it's evidence for like Vessel Chris. Then we got Chris's Deltarune Kara and Chris's Deltarune Frisk. I'm gonna say like Chris's Kara, like Deltarune Kara, but it's like in maybe, since in the quiz you asked when the question is Chris's favorite food, however it's not chocolate, it's pie, and like a lot of people believe Kara likes chocolates. I'm not sure if that's like a fanon thing, like a fan exaggeration, or if that's actually true. Chris's Deltarune Frisk, I'm just saying like nothing really changes. Chris made Fountain for sympathetic reasons by Dork. I don't think I've seen the video, but by the name, I'm guessing like Chris wanted an adventure, and that's why they made the chapter 3 Fountain. Not anymore. It's wrong, unless I'm wrong about this theory. Chris summoned the player. I don't think anything really changes about that theory. Memory heads refer to Deltarune. I don't remember that theory. Naked Rosie theory, a classic. I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, every chapter Rosie's gonna remove a piece of clothing to his like fucking butt ass naked in chapter 7. Since Rosie hasn't got naked in chapter 3 and 4, it's wrong. Nara Kara, which I don't know why people are trying to add Kara into like shit in Deltarune. Like, there's no points. I just think the narrator is a non-diegetic narrator. I think that's what non-diegetic means. But okay, Kara's not in Deltarune. There we go. I'm saying wrong. I don't know. I mean, I guess nothing really changes. We got Noelle attack Darkners at the start. There's no evidence, but I personally believe it. Got Noelle created Spamton, and nothing changes, but I think the Spamton sweepstakes like confirmed it. I'm not sure. Next we got Noelle killed Des, which I don't think there's anything proving it or disproving it, but I don't know. I don't think that's what Toby's trying to go for Noelle killed Des, so I'm just gonna put it top of wrong, I guess. Urban smog. We live in a world where urban smog kinda happened. Like, I forgot how it goes, but I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, Alvin and Urban Smog are like evil, or like the antagonist, and they can like cause the roaring. That doesn't happen, but Gerson is alive, and I guess Dark Fountains can revive Darkners. So, evidence but wrongs, but at the top. Papyrus is the Eggman. I'm not sure what the egg's supposed to be about now. Like, I guess it's meant to be about like Chris's trauma that they like push back in their head, like, and like the Eggman is like trying to help Chris remember what they're forgetting. So I'm gonna put it in wrong. The player will leave Chris / become the vessel. I'm not sure. Like, since the prophecy mentions the caged human parts, and that's more close to the vessel than Chris, maybe. And also in the weird routes, there's a scene like, what do you think of Noelle? It's like a dot, and a lot of people think that the dot's meant to be like a soul growing inside Noelle. Like maybe like in a later chapter in the weird route, we gotta control Noelle. So I'm gonna say evidence, actually. Yeah. Next we got Rosie cares about player and not Chris by Dork. I'm gonna say wrong, since I don't know, it just doesn't seem like that's what Rosie's like conveying. Like, he seems to care about Susie, and I feel like by that extension, it's Chris, also Chris. And I don't think Rosie knows about the player, especially with the whole what do you think about Susie? Especially in chapter 4, where he uses that excuse to like leave and go find like, I think the prophecy, like the ending. However, I just don't think Rosie like doesn't like Chris. I think he does. Next we got Rosie has a crush on the player. I don't think anything changes. Like, since I don't know. I only think of like a few moments, like at the ending of chapter 4. At Rosie's room in chapter 4, where if you like say like, you're allowed to have feelings, like Rosie says, "Oh, it's so nice coming from you, Chris," but that could also be like because Chris is controlled by the player. So I'm gonna say nothing really changes. Next we got Rosie has a shadow crystal, and I mean, I'm not sure. I'm guessing nothing really changes. Like, I guess like Rosie should like come clean with that. Like, well, like Susie crash outs on him, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna say nothing really changes. Rosie's a girl. I'm gonna say wrong. I don't know. Oh, this is piles of Azrael's dust. Honestly, this is evidence but wrong. Like, in chapter 3, Rosie straight up just says, "Oh, I'm a Darkener," and I think it was in his like him describing what Dark Worlds are. He was about to say what item he was. However, in chapter 4, we have fucking Urban Smog here. So, technically, piles of Azrael's dust can be true. So I'm gonna say, oh, never mind. I already put up there. Rosie is evil. I think that's straight up wrong. Cause after Susie's crash out, Rosie says like he's been acting weird because he knows too much and he doesn't know when to say it, so he ends up saying nothing. So I don't think we're Ralsei's evil and we're gonna like fight him. You know, that'd be kind of cool if I'm being honest. Ralsei is Chris's ideal self. I don't think anything changes. Like I believe this or like the Red Horns theory. I think the only problem with the Chris's ideal self is like the fucking pronoun shit. Since the fucking pronouns. Since like Ralsei's a guy and Chris is non-binary and all that shit. So I don't know. Next we got oh, Ralsei's Chris's true soul. I don't think so. I actually have no idea what this says. So yeah, I mean what this means. We got Ralsei's the red horns and headbands. To my knowledge, I don't think anything goes against it, so I'm gonna say it's right here. So yep. Ralsei is working for with Gaster. I'm gonna say maybe, since of course Ralsei knows like how this world works in the prophecy, that someone had to tell him. However, I'm pretty sure Ralsei says that he wants the prophecy to change. However, like nothing happened, so maybe like Ralsei like got all the knowledge from like Gaster the Knight or whatever, and then like he tried to change it. Like I'm not sure, like before chapter 1 starts or like sometime between like chapter 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever. I'm not sure. So top of maybe. Ralsei theory by Daisy knows. I don't know. I'm sorry. Roaring occurred before, which I think the theory is like, oh, Deltarune happened without us / like the soul. However, it failed, and Gaster got us to help try to stop the roaring. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna say nothing really changes. Got rules is Gaster. No. Rules is important, which I'm gonna say confirmed, since he had a big role in chapter 3 when he's like bisexual and into polyamorous relationships and helped El Nina and La Nino like, get together. Like, so he's important, I guess. Got Sans the Darkener. That's straight up wrong, since of course Sans turned to an item in the light world. Got Sans' Nest, which, yeah. Secret bosses equals 7 deadly sins, which I'm gonna say no, since I cannot think of what sin Gersten would be, like pride? I think that's more of a stretch. So yeah, I say it's deconfirmed. Shadow crystals show time loop. I mean, I don't think anything changes. Spanton is Undertale wrong number color. I'm gonna say nothing changes. Oh wait, maybe it's Chris, because you can sing the wrong number song to Berkeley in chapter 4, so evidence but wrong. Not maybe. Susie's from a human community. I know, like, Susie's flashback, like, she moved places, and, like, one time she wanted to play a piano, but she got bullied out of not playing it. But I forgot, like, if there's, like, anything that states that she's from a human community. However, we see, Susie bleed at the end of chapter 4, so, and most people believe, Sans is from Deltarune, so, and he bleeds. Except Virus doesn't. I don't fucking know how that works. So I'm gonna say, bottom of evidence. So, yep. Susie has a bad home life. I'm gonna say that's just basically confirmed, since we see Susie in a flashback in chapter 3. She moves around a lot, and one time when she met Torio, she was like crying on a bench. I feel like her parents would be there if she had a good home life. And a lot of people interpret Susie leaving to go to her house at the end of chapter 4 because she saw Torio being drunk, which reminded her of like her home lives. So maybe I guess I'm just saying it's basically confirmed. We got Susie's half human. I'm gonna put it the same. I'm actually gonna say maybe like, right here. Since we see her bleed, but then again, Sans bleeds. I don't fucking know. Susie resists play by Mystic Slime and Tiger Shark 859. I'm actually gonna say kinda, since of course, she already does that in like chapter 1 and 2, and in chapter 4, you have an option, like if you choose to go to the diner with her, but she doesn't allow you to choose an option. And I guess since she's like, she wants to like try not to do the prophecy, maybe she might resist the player. So I'm gonna say like at the bottom of evidence. Next we got T theory, which I'm gonna still say evidence, because I think the biggest contradiction is from chapter 3 and 4 is Chris's thoughts on Ralsei, since Chris has the least amount of tea from Ralsei, which potentially means they don't like Ralsei. However, in chapter 3 and 4 we see like a few scenes of Chris seem to care about Ralsei, especially if you choose to comfort him at the end of chapter 4. However, I'm pretty sure if you have tea from chapter 2 and you bring it to chapter 3, it becomes rotten tea, so that potentially means that, oh, the tea is like what the characters think of each other in chapter 2, but things will change in chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I'm gonna say it's actually evidence. Next we got time loop theory, and I mean, I feel like it would have been like indirectly mentioned in the prophecy segments in chapter 4 if this was true. I mean, I guess I should say nothing really changes, but fuck you, this is my theory. I hate this theory so much. Wrong. Torio is homophobic. We see you go to the church, so maybe she, no, she's not. I'm pretty sure she uses like Chris's correct pronouns, and I feel like if she was like homophobic, she would probably like transphobic and like hate Chris. So nope. Torio kills Undyne, basically a fire grave route. So wrong. Torio and Undyne have like zero relevance to the chapter story. Universal mother theory, which is like, oh, Queen chapter 2 is meant to symbolize the fun gang, Noel and Baldy, Birdley's parents, like a mom, which I would say is actually more evidence, since we see at the end of chapter 4 Torio is drunk, and in one scene of Chris and Queen, is Queen drunk off fucking battery acid. So I think the only thing wrong about this, at least I'm questioning about universal mother theory, is that like that implies Ralsei has parents, so I'm not sure how that works. Unless the fucking Gaster is the dad, and like Knight's the mom or some shit like that. Undertale Sans from Deltarune. I'm just gonna say it's basically confirmed, since of course before the ending, the song it plays when you're in hometown and when it rains, it's called The Place Where It Rained, which of course connects to it's raining somewhere else. I think that's just basically confirmation. So yep. Last but not least, Woody theory, friend inside me. Evidence but wrong, since we have the mic fight in which references friend inside me. And we have like other cowboy shit, like the 2 minutes of mildly entertaining gun shootout action, what the hell the newsletter said, and some cowboy shit was referenced. Although I've seen theories saying, oh, Woody's gonna show up in chapter 5. It's Neo Woody theory, but this is just regular chapter 2 Woody theory, so that's wrong. So there it is. My final tier list. I'm just seeing which. Like make this image bigger, like so I don't know, everyone can see it. Which there we go. Not a lot of things were confirmed, just a few things. However, there's like a lot of theories have gained a whole bunch of more evidence, in my opinion. So let me pull up my tier list and see what changes. Okay, so I have the tier list pulled up on my phone because I can't fucking sign into this to my computer. I don't fucking know. I hate having like 7 alternate accounts. So looking at it, it's funny that I put like Susie's half even in like the joke tier, you know, that's like a straight up, well, a commonly accepted theory. I put Des in D tier. I want to see what I said. Look at it again, like I put fucking nearly every night candidate in fucking D tier. And I put Alvin Knight in fucking S tier. I'm wrong, I'm stupid, shit like that. All I just put was that she was either dead or lost. I want to be a YouTuber, guys. Nothing else is that interesting. A lot of theories I just put in high tiers are wrong. So I think that's it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like make a new video that goes over what changed from chapter 3, 4 to 5. Probably well, it's just, I don't think we'll ever get any theories as insane as like Woody theory again. So that's all I have. See you guys later. Bye bye.